Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Thank you very much for all your beautiful comments and all you new subscribers. Welcome. I really, really appreciate you tuning in with us. We're having a great time over here at the channel. I have to share this with you. I just got back. I was like preaching my butt off about trying to stay away from malls and stay away from drama this time of year. Where do I end up going in the middle of the day Sunday after a Thanksgiving Day parade? Downtown to a mall. Of course I did. Well, all the fabric of calmness in the house from me being here for, I felt like weeks on end without going out. Everybody was kind of getting everywhere, and I kept trying to tape and things were going on, so I thought, let's just go out. I forget what the real world is like when it's crazy. People were sighing in front of me. A little girl dropped her bottle of water and it cracked and it started leaking on the floor. Another lady was coughing incessantly, making the lady behind her mad that she had to comment on. People started to yell at people that because there was a backup at the register. I was in Macy's, downtown Stamford. So I'm in line just pretending like I'm invisible. So I was like, I know how to just calm this down. So I was just making conversation with the loudest crazy lady to back her off from the other lady. I went and got that little girl a little replacement water because the refrigerator was close by. Her dad looked a little harried, so I let them go in front of me, and I felt like I calmed the waters, and I felt so good for being able to do that and taking control of the situation, which could have got volatile because there was a group of 4 ladies at the register, and they looked ready to fight this other woman in front of me because she kept voicing so loudly, what's going on, what's the hurry? People get very hostile. They don't like, first of all, they don't like to part with a lot of money. It's a holiday season. There's a feeling of aggression. I've learned to protect myself from it now, but it could have popped off crazy. I was like, girl, I got to get out of the store. My son's having fun over in the sweater department hanging around, but I hadn't been like in a Macy's farting around for like ever, so I was like, let's just see what it's like. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a slice of hell I remember. Happy days are here again. But yeah, again, I'm like, I have to come in here to mediate these people from acting like savages. And the poor little girl, I saw her face and she looked like she was on the verge of tears because she knew her dad didn't really have the skill set to navigate the crowd and try to do what was going to be done, but she really wanted this vitamin water. He looked freaked out and checked out. He was only looking at his phone, like he didn't want to cope. People have weird protection mechanisms, but I'm like, let's just keep it cool, people. Yeah, don't go shopping if you don't have time, crazy people. So what we're going to do tonight is, what are your spiritual gifts and abilities? And we're going to go oracle on this because so many of you people are commenting, Melanie, I'm hearing ringing in my ears, I'm hearing whistling, I'm hearing all this stuff. Again, that is our guides and our spirit guides and ancestors. They can't come at us like a herd of buffalo. They have to come gently, you know, and on the frequency they're at, which unfortunately is not our frequency, so it's ringing in our ears. But it always stops me in my tracks if I'm getting what I feel is on the verge of hostile, especially in a car, or I need a warning. I know right away what that is. And also the sequential numbers, all those things. You guys are seeing a lot of serendipitous stuff. You're looking up, making eye contact with people at just the right moment. A lot of really cool stuff is happening. So let's find out what your spiritual gifts and abilities are. So we're going to have a 3-card spread choice. Number 1 is going to be fork in the road. Number 2 is going to be truth be told. And number 3 is going to be the thinker. I love using these because I've been studying some stuff up on these, and I love the phrases. I like the way they make me feel. When I read them, I feel like messages come through very smoothly. They're very, very calming, and I really like that in this hectic world. And it is like going into outer space when you go in a mall this time of year. And people were coming from a parade, so they had tired children with them. It really was a special spectrum of hell. It was a hellscape. I'm not doing it anymore. I thought, ooh, we're going to see the lovely gingerbread house or whatever the hell goes on there. Nope, I don't care. I'll build my own 7-foot gingerbread house. I don't need that ever again. So yeah, just to keep ourselves calm, right? Especially there's a lot of empaths out there. The empaths do not like hostile crowds. It's not great. So the fork in the road, the essential meaning of that is, it's time to make a decision, and considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to obligations to make a necessary choice. And we do have to make necessary choices, but we can be mellow about it. I always tell myself, nothing is the end of the world. Everything's temporary. I can make this choice right now. Guess what? A minute later, I can change my mind. It's your mind to change. So don't ever feel like, ooh, it's the end of the world if it's not the right choice. And guess what? the way the world works, it's like you have a choice literally every second. You can change your mind as much as you want. Now, every choice has a consequence, right? You've arrived at a fork in the road and you're being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing the left, or will you choose the right? Will you take the road less traveled, or the one well worn by others that have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this juncture, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. See, I love that message, because that's basically saying that the left isn't right or wrong. The right isn't right or wrong. It's simply a different option and a different opportunity. And when you see things like that as opportunities instead of potential mistakes, that perspective is going to serve you exponentially. So keep that in mind. So the relationship message for this is, you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up the possibility of love, or to remain isolated, or to go deeper and commit to mutual passion, or walk away? And this is the time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to invest and give, then choose. If you cannot make the wrong choice, you move forward with the relationship, and know that it'll be based on truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because of because you're afraid of the intensity of the genuine connection. Now, that's what's happening with a lot of you right now too. You're having your freaking twin flames, your soul connections, your significant other hitting the road, or you are, due to when you get an intense connection that's genuine, people can be fearful because, and it's the weirdest thing, it's a fear of loss before it's even come to that juncture. You know what I mean? You ever get your paycheck and then you're thinking, already you're doling it out to whomever you owe it to, and then you have fear of not having anything again, right? Because you still haven't even cashed that check. It is that lack mentality, that thinking. I always say when I'm out, there'll always be more. There's always be more. I caught myself doing something when I was Christmas shopping today, and I said, don't ever do that again. I picked up something for my daughter, and then I picked up another hat, and I like this hat, and this hat was like dirt cheap, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't get that as well. And I went to put it back, and then I was like, why wouldn't you? You not only want this, but you need this. You don't have a winter hat. And I was like, yeah, because for some reason in my mind, I had already picked out some cosmetics to wear, like on camera. And I thought, oh, well, that's my limit. And I'm like, why do I have a limit? When we start putting a limit on things, then that's restriction and lack, right? So let's not do that for sure. So yeah, so that's you guys. So let me see real quick. This is where we're gonna delve into what your spiritual abilities are, because these really help sort of open a window for me. I feel like you guys right here. Let me just do something. I think you listen to your guides in terms of how you can what is the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. I don't like to word, like, there's specific words that come in my head, and then when I fight too hard for them, they disappear. So anyway, how you can inject your life with more prosperity and support, because I feel like quite a few of you, you're very generous, and it's your guides telling you to let go and realize there's always more. There's always more. So when you're spending, and you might want to get a cake or something for the holiday, and it might be a little costly, to not have that lack mentality. If you spend this and you can't have that, there's always enough for everybody. You know, we really have to drop that idea that there's less. You know what I mean? Because there's not less. There's more. Oh, so I love this card, Journey. So this is where we're going to find out some of your spiritual abilities too. I feel like quite a few of you. Yeah, I feel like you're getting the ringing in the ears. Your messages right now too are about healing and mending others and rifts in the family. I feel like a lot of you are connectors of family members and friends, and you're mediators, and you're very helpful in that capacity, because when you slow down, you can hear your guide speaking to. I feel like a lot of you are clairaudient in that, and I feel like you're also clairsentient, and I feel a lot of you people that you're empathic too. You'll start to feel pressure on you, and Let me know too down in the comment box if you're experiencing third eye pain, if you're getting headaches, if you're feeling intense pressure there, if you're getting a little vertigo, if you're getting dizzy. I feel like that's coming in for a lot of you guys. But yeah, I feel like you can read the emotional temperature of a room because you're listening to what your guides are telling you and you're using your emotional intelligence. And that's an extra sensory perception, emotional intelligence, because it's a different form. You're taking in a lot of other things. It's a lot of feeling involved in that. So the journey card is about movement, relocation, and travel. Pack your bags. The journey card foretells an upcoming travel or a shift in location. It may be as simple as a vacation, a retreat, a class, or even a work-related trip. Ooh, nice. It could also signal a move of residence or a job relocation. The upright position indicates that plans should go off without a hitch. That's nice. We like that, right? Without a hitch. Yes, please. Still, be clear about your motivations and mindful logistics. All of life's journey in this card is telling that you have some exciting and inspiring adventures ahead. Absolutely. This is another thing that I feel like some of your abilities are, you get a feeling like you can predetermine what something's going to be like, and almost like colors, what people are going to wear. Like you're in your car, you're meeting your friend, you know she's going to have a green sweater on. I work in colors quite often too. You know what somebody's going to say before they say it. Again, that's a form of emotional intelligence because you know this person's cadence of speech, how they usually react, but you can almost verbatim tell what they're going to say. That's very interesting. I like that. And I'm going to also pull you a fairy card and just read you a quick blurb from that because I believe these are... I'll be damned if I can read this print. It does, I don't know why. I think it's mickle or muckle, but I'll be goddamned if I can figure that out for the life of me. It's that I'm always telling you guys how that script is crazy. So again, my greatest wish for you guys is just to have a lovely, relaxed holiday season and have it be stress-free. Because I can be Vita chill. I mean, I can tune out. I'll go into the fifth dimension and get the hell out of whatever storm. But when I see chaos around me and people about to panic and or pull myself back in and I can smooth it out. But I feel like that's not a great time. You know what I mean? People getting all hostile. I can literally feel like the woman that was coughing and her voice choking up because I knew she wanted to shout at the woman right next to me. I could feel all the hostilities brewing and it was like, oh, here we go. And some people lack self-control. They can't do other than what they know, and that's a shame, but it was pretty crazy. So let's see who this guy is. His name is Mickle. Everyday blessings, play, and mixed blessings. Oh, that's so cute. Mickle, aka Mixed Blessings, is a Grig of a good family, as you have doubtless heard. Grigs are merry, so merry that they have become proverbial for it. They want you to be merry too, with a childlike open heart. Mickle informs us little things come in good packages. I have to tell you this why it popped in my memory. My daughter found a praying mantis that was unwell on our lawn, brought it in. Then we had another one come. I have praying mantises everywhere, and they're like endangered. Bring in another one. Our first one ate that one because females eat males after they breed. So she humped him and dumped him, hobbled him and gobbled him, and now she has a big thing of babies coming, and they give birth to 200 plus at a go. I'm like, this tank is not going to hold them, and they're going to be born in the cold of winter, so we have to keep them with us until spring. So I have, I'm going to have 250 praying mantises if anybody would like to come visit my new arboretum. I'm going to charge. They're in India's room. It's absurd, right? Mickle can be foolish, silly, playful, and absurd. He is fond of goofing off and considers play to be an art form and himself a fine artist. He understands renewing the spirit and recreating the body and emotions. He knows that all of us have a child within us who needs to play and be cherished. And that's how he got the title of Mixed Blessing. I love that. I feel like that's part of your skill set too, and your spiritual ability is you can reel it in when everybody is on an emotional upheaval and going crazy and they can't contain themselves, that you can check out into Alice in Wonderland. You can go to that place in your heart and your mind that is relaxing and lovely for you. Oh, I like that so much. Yeah, very good, you guys. And we need to do that, right, to protect ourselves, our mental health for sure. So that's you guys. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit the bell so you'll get notifications of what's going on. And I want to thank everybody who's contributed to Patreon. So we have some new members, and I'm very, very excited. And I just made a special thing for them. So if you guys are Patreon members, go on. I just made you a special video, and we're gonna have chat night on Saturdays, and then we're gonna do special videos on just what you guys want on Patreon. It's gonna be so much fun. And I mean, it can be anywhere from $1 to whatever you want. It's a lot of fun. So thanks, you guys. So yeah, and all my materials are down below if you need information on private reads and or my Instantgo. All that stuff's down there, the Etsy store, so you can go on your holiday shopping. That's another thing I'm gonna do for Patreon members. I think I'm gonna start it tomorrow. Have a 50% off anything I sell on Etsy. That through till Christmas, because I want you guys to be able to experience some of my cool stone jewelry without you know, having to spend a lot of money, because I really appreciate you guys and you viewers. You're awesome. I love you so much. Okay, so we're going to go on to Truth Be Told. Let's see what's going on with that. Yeah, and how I'm going to do that is just have you guys comment on the Etsy comments. Hi Mel, I'm your viewer. Hi Mel, I'm your Patreon, and then we'll do it from there, and then I'll make sure you get your discount for sure. And then I'll go and reprice it for you so you can have it at half price. Because I've been getting more and more beautiful stones like these opalites. I love them. And amazing, what was the other things? Like this, I just made this choker. Look at this crazy labradorite in the middle. Is that beautiful? And it's a choker. I love that so much. Like, I'm a stone crazy. Labradorite, for my brain, I love it. I feel like it just goes, it calms, it focuses, it centers me. Certain things just, I feel like certain stones work with certain personalities, certain spiritual. That's another thing with your spiritual gifts and abilities. Some of that you want to hone in. Lapis lazuli is fantastic for communication. That, of course, is the what's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, the lapis lazuli. While I'm getting this, I'm just going to tell you some of the properties of stones. Lapis lazuli is absolutely fantastic for communication. It's the queen stone. You see all the Egyptians always wearing that lovely bright blue. I feel like I'm a Harvard orator professor when I wear that. I can find any word from anywhere like that. There's something about that, especially speakers. I like when to give that to gifts to other readers and people that have to talk a lot, because it really is like the communication stone for sure. So truth be told, we're on to that. So the essential meanings are honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, and clarity of communication. That's funny, we were just talking about that. This is something I feel like is your group's gifts ability. I feel like you can detect a lie like nobody's business. Yeah, you're like the human lie detector. You get all the nuances of the not eye-to-eye contact, the shifting, the covering of the mouth. That's a clear indicator. If somebody's trying to cover their mouth, often when they speak, it means that they don't believe their own words. A lot of cool stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to go on Patreon too for you guys too and do all the things, because I love the body language for how to catch anybody in a lie. It's crazy. Once you know them, you're like, oh my God. And then when you know they're lying, it gets even nuttier, because usually people get very explicit and they go on and they get fantastical and stuff like that. It's too funny. So the oracle's message is, there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, a subjective, according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer, right? AKA dogma, when they believe so much in whatever their religion is, and they just repeat verbatim what they hear. They don't necessarily know the origins or the truth of it. It's just something they've heard over and over. This is a time when you're called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that have kept you tied to an illusion. You will be set free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and the Spirit will answer with miracles. Yeah, I mean, never pretend to be something we're not. What's the point? When you just come from a place of, this is who I am, this is what you get, now let's move on and let's have experiences together and have fun. When people are constantly trying to mold themselves, be a chameleon to fit in everywhere, people please, and or create a facade, it's exhausting, right? I can't even imagine. I remember sometimes when I did have friends in high school in all different groups, from athletes down to stoners to artists to everything. If I liked that individual, I didn't give a crap about their proclivities. But when I tried to get them all together, it was weird to watch them try to blend, like if they weren't natural, like the athletes with the glamour pusses. And it's like, but people they wanted to be liked. So they would try to blend in, but they looked so uncomfortable. And that's how it feels. It feels uncomfortable when we're not ourselves, right? Because how can we be other than what we are, right? For sure. So let's see what's going on in terms of that. Yeah, so you guys can tell a lie. Hell yeah. And that's funny because you got the truth be told card. Oh, a woman holding a heart. It was so funny when I got these cards. It started with a woman holding a heart, a man holding a heart, a man holding a coin, and a woman holding a coin. And I thought, somebody didn't put too much effort into the titles of these. But then I realized they were the only couple like that, and they're very beautiful. And the meanings, these really are great. They're by Sandra Ann Taylor, and they're called Energy Oracle cards. And they are beautiful, and they're just simplistic. That was the nature of them. So let's see what it says here. Yeah, but when I first saw that, I thought, I hope this gets a little more highbrow, because it was like man holding a cat, man holding a unicorn. Yeah. So anyway, women holding a heart is about female dealing with family, love, or emotions. Upright is a woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair and holds a lovely large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright would be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity to love. Or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. You are an intuitive woman who understands the emotions of life, and you are bringing that awareness to all you do. Again, yeah, this is this group for sure. You have strong intuition. You can almost tell how things are going to go down if there is danger ahead. I feel like you're a good harbinger of understanding if there's pitfalls or danger around. Also, I feel like some of you are tuned into the weather. Like you really know, not watching the weather, something like that, but you feel it, like you feel it in your bones. You know how when it's going to rain, some people can feel that, like that. You're very connected to nature that way. And I feel like a lot of you are animal whisperers in this group, that you have a strong connection to dog, cats. Animals are very drawn to you. That's part of your spiritual gift. You give off that vibration of safety and affection, and they really like that. That's really cool. So let me see what else is going on. You're an intuitive woman who understands the emotions of life, and you're bringing awareness to all you do. Okay, this card upright could also indicate the presence of a female friend, teacher, or confidant who's here to help with issues of love, family, and emotion. This is the even-tempered and caring person who resonates with you in your emotions. This could also portend a new love interest or friend coming your way. Yeah, I definitely feel too that you guys have just a connection to the earth. I feel like you feel grounded, strong. That's part of your spiritual gift. You love trees, forests, water, all those things. You're very elemental, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And you sense when your spirit guides are around. This is another thing. Some of you people that haven't experienced or tried this yet, I just started doing this. I don't know why I just started doing this. I guess because I assumed they were always here when I needed them, especially when I was trying to channel. But we can ask our spirits and our guides as soon as we wake up to start assisting us, to start our day off calmly, to let us have gratitude. I have a list I keep right by my bed. I'm always like, thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for my food, for my children, for my crazy animals that love me, for the fact that I'm drawing breath right now, that my head is still attached to my body, that my fingers work, that I'm in one piece, that all those things that go on, and I build that gratitude ladder, and then I just am off and running for the day in a really good space. So let's see what your fairy card is. Oh, yay! I love this one. Beautiful. The Lady of the Harvest. That is ideal right now for what's going on with Thanksgiving. Adore this. So let's see what's going on with that. I feel like it's fairy story time, you know what I mean? I love reading out of the books and stuff. Every once in a while, it just gives these messages that were meant from you, from another amazing person, because Brian Frode is... He is the bomb. He did the dark crystal. He did the animals in the dark crystals with the Skeksis and Fizzgig. Remember, little fat Fizzgig dog bouncing everywhere. And the pod people that would dance, and they were so happy. So the Lady of the Harvest is about completion, grief, lost, harvest, and release. After we have experienced the nurturing and fulfillment of the bright mother, the Lady of the Harvest is also called the old woman or crone. She helps us to let go of what is finished and liberate ourselves to move on to the next phase of our of our activities and relationships. As in the natural world, the old becomes compost for the new growth in our lives. The lady helps us to adapt and change and release. Often we associate the Lady of the Harvest with loss, regret, and grief, and often we are right to do so. The basic phases of grief are shock, denial, anger, guilt, emotional storm, acceptance, regaining of perspective, the beginning of healing, and the deepening of our capacity for love. Absolutely, right? Again, with this group, I feel like that's the thing. I feel like you, and it is a spiritual ability to be able to forgive easily. I see a lot of you can see it from somebody else's point of view. You can walk a mile in their shoes. You have empathy. That's huge. A lot of people, you don't see that every day. If I would say maybe 1 in 10 people when I go out. So 1 in 10 people. So that's quite something. Okay, so let me see what's going on now. Yeah, I'm trying to get the screens and stuff. Okay, so that's you guys. That's very beautiful. Yeah, for sure. I feel like you guys have I keep hearing like you've conditioned yourself to accept things. You've conditioned yourself to accept things. So you realize that stuff can be out of your hand, and you no longer feel a dire need to control everything. You don't always have to navigate everything. You don't have to control. You're realizing that's only not helpful for you, but it's exhausting. You're realizing people have to make their own mistakes. People have to grow, that you don't have to be you don't have to be steering the ship all the time, right? That's not for you. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing that again. So go out there and be the voice of reason for people that are having a hard time, because some people, it's a natural state that they're in where they have chemical reactions like anger. People have a lot of cortisol. They have stuff coursing through them, and they don't have a lot of self-control. So let's have the control for others when they can't. When we see things boiling out of control or getting crazy, to try to mediate it using humor, any of those things is very, very helpful. So that's you guys. So don't forget, if you're new, to press like and subscribe. Press it, and then press the little button below. It's the bell that'll indicate any new videos that are up. And then down below are all my links to everything, to my private reads, to Instantgo, which I usually get back to in an hour if you need a quick read. Also the Patreon page. Thank you guys for supporting. We have really cool stuff going on. We're going to start Saturday afternoon or Friday night chat, and then I'm going to let the people on Patreon pick the topics, and we're going to do it right there. It's going to be a lot of fun stuff. And I mean, it's all, you can donate $1 to be a supporter on Patreon, up to any amount you want. So it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to start all those things. I just made a video for it today, which is really cool. So let me see what's going on with you guys with the thinker. The essential meanings are strategy, being analytical, and being logical. The Oracle's message is the ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. Take things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove correct, for in this moment there is no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. So I'm getting this message straight away. You guys are pretty fantastic manifestors. You understand the law of attraction. That's your innate ability right there. You have a good spiritual ability of that, and it's all because you understand the flow of energy. You understand it. Where our energy, our good energy, derives from is our attitude, right? We go in our head and we say, wow, today's going to be great. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be out in nature. I'm going to see my animals. I'm going to watch a great movie, all that. So then it starts to well up an experience. You're already starting to experience these good things, right? So you get in a good mood. Then you have anticipation. Then you have good energy. Then you have a good vibration, right? That's one of your abilities. You are a thinker. You can think yourself into the spot you're supposed to be. Okay, so the relationship message with this is love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it's good to have things in common other than desire. This is a time to weigh the pros and cons in your partnership. If there is enough common ground, then go for it. If not, there's other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work, and you should not tell others who they are. Take them at their word. Now, it is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. Absolutely. And with that too, it's like, why, if we flip that around, why would we want to be there for anybody that wanted someone different than what we were authentically and naturally anyway, right? We don't want to change for anybody else. We are who we are. Yes, we want to improve who we are, learn more, and all those sorts of things, but that's for ourselves. That's for self-growth and for who we are. But otherwise, you can take it or leave it, because guess what? I'm not molding to what you think is a perfect version of myself for you. You know what I mean? Some people like a quiet little husband or wife that never say anything so they can just talk their ear off, right? Or someone that they can have as a show pony or anything like that. It's like, no, you are who you are and stay that way for sure. So in the prosperity message of this, calculated action is called for now. It's important to sit down and plan a strategy, focus on the steps you're going to take to claim your prosperous life. Lists are your friends now, and I can't stipulate that enough. I have them on my wall. I like, when I write stuff down on paper, it cements it in my mind for sure. Yeah, lists are your friend. Get out your journal, start writing. That's part of the things that manifest too. That's part of your abilities. You already understand that. You understand by saying it, writing it, and experience it with your five senses. Boom, brings that thing into manifestation phase one with tasers on. You're out there. You're getting it absolutely 100%. So let's see we're going to pull you one of these cards. Yeah, because if we write down what we're going to do today, that's a signal to the universe. We're serious about what we're going to do, right? This is my plan. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to get 5 gifts today for Christmas, and I'm not leaving my bed because I'm going to do it for Amazon and eBay. But if you have to go somewhere, some things do take touching, feeling, and experiencing, right? Like I have to smell a perfume or something for somebody. I'm sure there's the old ones, but if that's one thing where you have to use your senses and really be there, because your plans and strategies are going to yield wonderful results when you have an effective strategy, which is writing it down, putting it in your phone, your notes, things like that, right? I feel like another one of your abilities and gifts is you have, and this is a gift, and I believe because it's managing energy and time, you're a time master in that you realize that you only have to do so much in 24 hours. It's you connecting with source saying, well, this is what I want to accomplish, but I'm not going to overwhelm myself and go into tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. I'm going to plan what I'm going to do for today, and I'm going to do it in a relaxed, nice manner. I'm not superhuman. And down here in the 3D, I've got 2 legs. Unless you're watching with your cat, you've got 4 legs, right, Winter? Yeah. So we take it a step at a time and a day at a time. That's how we accomplish things. So that's also how we can be present, right? So that's very important. And then you have the sense of community card too. Another one, I feel like you guys have a lot of gifts. I want to read this first and then see. Yeah, I got these lovely cards, and they're called the Energy Oracle cards. And when I first got them, I told the other group, I thought they were a little simplistic or almost dingbatty, because it was like man holding a coin, woman holding a coin, woman holding a heart. And I was like, somebody didn't put a lot of thought in these. But that was just a couple of them. And then they were just, it was the titles that were simplistic, but the meanings are beautiful. So this is about connection with kindred spirits. This card shows 3 women celebrating and sharing ideas and supportive energy. The lights in the picture represent the ever-present spirit of community as well. Community is very important, right? This card appears upright. It indicates the association of some kind. It may be a casual connection of like-minded people joining a club or community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. The time is right to make such new connections and share intentions, whether they're personal or professional. Networking and community are important parts of the human experience and the security sense of connection that are beneficial to all. It's true that when several people join their intentions, it accelerates their power in the energetic realm. Yes, that's another one of your powers. You can seek out like-minded tribal members. I feel like you definitely can right away. You can only have a few sentences with somebody and you know right away if you're vibing with their tribe and who they are and what their sort of core values are. You have that gift of super emotional intelligence in terms of that. So receiving this card puts you on notice that the universe is sending some beneficial alliances your way. Like the happy family card, this could also indicate a party or celebration of some kind. Very beautiful. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, you guys have that. You can definitely sense out somebody who's also on the up and up. You know what I mean? You can sense out truth and honesty and authenticity in a person, or if there's some kind of strange facade. Like you can picture out, you can pull a shyster out of a crowd if somebody's trying to pull one over on someone. You're very good at sensing dishonesty and inauthentic people. Ooh, the singers of the chalice. Let's see what that is for you. The singers of the chalice. It can't help but be wunderbar, I'm sure. I'm so happy I'm not at the mall anymore. Like, nothing scares me. It just doesn't. I'm not afraid of anything, but I dislike hostility for no reason. We're not in a war. What the hell, people? Calm down. I was 19. I walked in a Chinese embassy and had 6 people pull a gun on me. And I'm like, I thought I was hired for a job here to convey some information and what's happening. But you know what? Even then I wasn't afraid because actually it was very weird. I did some work for Tiananmen Square after what that happened for Chinese Support Network. Some people called and they were like, Melanie, can you come to Washington and do this and that? And we're going to get the mayor and you're going to sit next to the governor and keep the wife company and do this and we're going to do that. And I was like, okay, let's do this. But being 19, again, I was a little naive to the hostilities, the innate hostilities that could have pursued. So when I walked in the embassy after this march, they weren't expecting me and they thought they locked the door. So the 6 soldiers in there pulled guns on me. And I remember my face went, my head split into 2 frames of action, spin on your heel and walk out the door. And the other one was like, who the hell are you to pull a gun on me? I'm an American. I'm in your embassy. Are you crazy? And then I was just like, use humor and act like you don't know what the hell's going on first. But I had all these badges that were basically like, you guys are murderers and shit, all in Chinese. And I just go, can I use your ladies' room? And I went, and I remember too, we had wine before this, so I was still like, it was like surreal to me. So I go to the bathroom. This one guy stood up and his Chinese marbles hit the floor, and I remember it was like marble hitting marble, and they all stopped and looked at it. It made it even more super surreal. I'm like, well, but they still had like guns pointed towards me while they're watching the marbles on the floor. So I started watching the marbles on the floor, and I'm like, this is really weird. I was like, and this wasn't the time of cell phones and everything. It was decades ago. But I remember it's like things like that where you're in a place where if you just keep your wits about you and keep your shit together and like the thinker card, you're going to do fine. And I always tell myself, no matter how hairy something gets, I go, oh, it's fine. It's going to be fine. You know what I mean? Afterwards, your nerves, it's almost like when you get in a car accident, right? And you think, during that, you hold it together, you get to the side of it, and then you start to shake because the probability of you being killed was rather high, right? It's like one of those things. So the singer of the chalice says, trust, joy, patience, creativity, hope, and miracles. The singer holds a chalice from which a rainbow of energies pours like the richest wine. Trust, love, patience, and joy. These are the things we think of having or not having. We even give ourselves credit for having them as if we made them ourselves, and yet they are natural energies of the cosmos which flow through the chalice and through us when we are open to them. And they flow around us when we are blocking them. Yes, that's another thing. You have your ability is to bring it to you. Again, your manifestation parts, you bring it to you. You don't have blocks because you've cleared those decks. You understand spirit is of like mind, that we're all consciousness and that things can come to us directly when we just say, yes, here's the door, let's go. Absolutely. That is a strong ability of yours. People often think that love and hate are 2 sides of the same emotional coin. Quite true. Love is not simply the absence of hate, nor is hate the absence of love. They are altogether different things, and they can easily be seen. When we're angry, it wears us out and leaves us feeling like less than we were. But when we love, it energizes us and we feel larger and richer than we were before the burst of love came flowing through us. This is because anger comes from within, burning from our own substance. And love is an energy that flows through us, enlightening and expanding us. Absolutely. And that is part of your skill set as well, as you realize, hey, if I go down the avenue of acceptance and love, I'm going to expand. I'm going to be open to all the beautiful opportunities and manifestation and laws of attraction out there because I'm open and willing. But when anger comes up, everything constricts, and we don't want any more constriction. We only want expansion, especially around the holiday season. We want to be there for people. We want to be able to be of assistance to people that can't hold it together, or if they're coming from fear-based or lack mentality, to let them know, hey, open up and receive these beautiful gifts and be aware, be present. You're with your family. It's holiday. Relax, watch some shows, have a good time, make some popcorn, calm down. People take themselves so seriously. I'm still at a loss for that. When I was out today at the mall and watching people, They were just really so image conscious, whatever everybody else would think of them. They were all in that, well, not all, but quite a few were in a rush. It was the ones that had baby strollers that were having the best time because the kids were so excited about Santa Claus and the big, huge gingerbread house and everything. So yeah, I want to be, when I go out, it's my job to be that kid in the stroller. I want to see things with awe. You have that ability to, you see things with like, wow, the beginner's mind, the wow, I'm going to learn about this. You know, there's nothing jaded. Your group is lovely and open, and I really like that. So that's you guys. So, so beautiful. So if you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Press it and press the notification bell too, so you'll know when the new videos come up. All my links are down below. We're going to have everything down there. How to get your private reads, my Instantgo, and also the Patreon. And you guys, if you should really hop on Patreon right now. It can be $1 to anything. We're having fun things. We're going to have like Chat Friday night. There's a live chat on there, and then I take what everybody wants to see, and I'm just going to make it into one large broken down videos of viewers' choice of the topics you want covered. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff on there, and I just put up another video there tonight. We're going to do lots of stuff with the spirit animals and stuff because I want to make it really special for you guys, because I'm really happy, and I did some more writing today on the oracle cards that Eleni and I are developing, so super, super excited about that. And the words are coming when I'm in the right spot. The words come very fast and free, and yeah, you can channel them just like other things for sure. It's an ability and it's a craft, but I swear, and sometimes when you start writing, you have to be in a certain headspace and you don't want other people contacting you. So I don't really like to do it that much on the weekend, because everybody's like, hey, let's go here and let's do that and listen to me and look at this. And then you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's why I had to leave the house earlier, because we almost have Meltdown City up in here. All kinds of stuff going on. Have you noticed there's been no cats on here? Like, they won't come on this kitchen table. When I'm back in the office, they will slather themselves everywhere, but here they're super chill. So yeah, again, thank you guys. I can't appreciate you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you enough. Your comments, so, so beautiful. You guys have the best hearts. I'm so glad you're our viewers, and that, you know, you're our tribe. You're absolutely our tribe. You know, we're all trying to raise our consciousness. We're all trying to be the best possible versions of ourselves, and live our lives with ease and comfort as well, right? My whole thing right now is to just everybody just slow down and take it in, and just start to really enjoy life. Enjoy that book you're reading. Enjoy that cup of tea. We don't have to do. Nobody gives a shit anyway, right? Who cares how much? I'm glad you have a to-do list. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's like, no more doing and breaking our necks. Breakneck speed over. Now we're chilling. Winter's out here. So we're just gonna live and let live. No judgment. We're gonna use our spiritual gifts and abilities, and we're all gonna connect, and we're gonna have a good season, right? That's how we do. So thanks again, you guys. Mwah.